Good day everyone. In this video, we will have the last topic for our steel design, which is the welds. But this is still the design and analysis for connection, but this time we will talk about the second type of connection, which is using welding. Welding is a process whereby the parts to be connected are heated and fused with supplementary molten metals added to the joint. A relatively small depth of material will become molten, and upon cooling, the structural steel and the weld metal will act as one continuous part where there are joined. Bali, unlike sa bolting natin, nagamit lang tayo ng drill para makapag-produce ng hole, and doon sa hole na yun, ipapasok natin yung ating bolts. Bali dito sa welding natin, gumagamit tayo ng welding machine to heat up yung ating metal. Then meron tayong filler metals para mag-provide ng connection dun sa ating materials. Bali, using welding, para nagiging single element na lang yung ating material. Unlike sa bolted connection na dalawang material siya, pinag-connect lang natin using a bolt. Bali, ang tawag natin doon sa additional metal is called filler. Then, yung connected part naman is called the base metal. Bali, for welding, we have several types with respect sa process na ginamit in order to fuse our metals. Bali, the first one, ito yung most common type of welding, which is called the shielded metal arc welding or SMAW. At sa ngayon ay tinatawag na rin siya na manual metal arc welding. Bali, this is the most popular welding method, also known as stick welding. It is a manual process using flux-coated consumable electrode with a metal rod at the core. Alternating current or direct current forms an arc between the electrode and the base metal, which creates the required heat. The flux coating disintegrates and gives off vapors that serve as a shielding gas and provides a protective layer of slag. Bali, ito yung itsura ng ating SMAW or shielded metal arc welding. Bali, ito yung ating metal, then ito yung ating filler metal, yung ating electrodes na tinatawag. Then, meron siyang gap. Bali, dapat ma-maintain natin yung gap in between the connecting metal and the filler metal para hindi man magkaroon ng overheating sa base metal, which will cause melting ng base metal. Pagka sinobrang layo naman natin, yung ating filler metal or yung electrodes ay magiging butlig-butlig yung mapoproduce natin na weld para magiging scattered yung pinaka welds na po-form. Bali, kapag yung ating distance between the filler metal and the connecting metal is appropriate, di mabubuo natin itong ating welds. At usually, dito sa SMAW ay scale-like yung mapoproduce dapat na welds. Bali, I have provided videos from YouTube para makita natin yung process ng welding natin. Then, the next one is yung tinatawag natin na MIG welding or gas metal arc welding. MIG welding is used in the auto industry for repairing vehicle exhaust and is also used in creating homes and buildings. It is one of the most common types of welding. This is a type of welding that uses a continuous wire called electrode. You will also use a shielding gas that travels through the welding gun and protects against contamination. Bali, unlike dun sa shielded metal arc welding, dito sa gas metal arc welding, yung gas yung nag-provide ng shielding para hindi man ma-contaminate nga yung ating ginagawang welds. Then, yung electrode niya ay hindi man nakakabit doon sa ating pinaka natutok sa metal natin. Bali, separate na nahawakan yung electrodes, then sa kabilang kamay naman is yung ating electric or yung welding gun natin. Then we also have the TIG or gas tungsten arc welding. TIG welding also use electric arc like MIG. While working with TIG welding, you use an electrode made of tungsten. Tungsten is one of the most toughest metal materials. It will not dissolve or burn off, and welding can be done through process known as fusion, which is using or not using a filler metal. TIG also uses an external gas supply such as argon or helium. Then we also have the flux core arc welding or FICAW. It is similar to MIG welding because both uses a continuous wire and power supplies. You will combine a continuous electrode with a base metal. The electrode is a hollow tube filled with flux that is fed through the weld gun and into the weld pool. When welding outdoors, a flux shield offers protection against weather elements. Then we also have the stud welding. Stud welding is also used for fabrication of steel structures. This process is also called drone arc stud welding. In this method, a fastener or stud is secured on a base metal during the welding process. The fastener comes in different types of shapes, such as topped, threaded, or unthreaded. A special type of flux is used in the stud welding. Both the fastener and the substrate that is joined together can be different materials including steel, stainless steel, or aluminum. Bali, yun yung different types of welding based on the process. Meron tayong SMAW, JITAW, GMAW, FICAW, and itong ating stud welding or the DASW. Then, aside from types of weld, with regards to process, meron naman tayo with regards sa joints na ginagamit natin. Bali, the main types of weld is yung fillet weld. And then next, we have groove weld, plug welds, and slot welds. But we will just focus yung discussion natin and sample problems with the fillet welds. Bali, fillet welds made where parts overlap or lap over and the over. Bali nakalap lang yung ating members dito sa fillet welds. Then for groove welds, used when the members to be connected are lined up in the same plane, full or partial. Bali, yung groove weld usually used pagka butt joint yung connection natin. Then for plug welds, the circular welds that passes through one member into another. Then slot welds, weld forms in a slot or elongated holes that joins one member to the other member through slots. Bali si plug and slotted welds, nagabutas tayo doon sa isang metal natin, then na-lock natin siya. Then yung weld natin is ginagawa natin within the holes that we have created. Unlike do sa welds, mga edges, sa fillet welds, mga edges yung na-connect natin dito. Bali, in this illustration, makikita natin yung different types of welds. Bali dito, for fillet welds, yung weld ay pinrovide natin at the corner of our connected metal. Then sa groove weld nga, dapat ay in same plane yung ating metal na i-connect. Then pwede yung maging partial or complete yung penetration ng ating groove weld. Then for slot welds, yan, katulad sabi ko, may hole tayo. Then doon sa hole natin, pinapadaan yung welding. Then we also have the spot welds. Bali, temporary lang itong spot welds para lang ma-keep in place yung metal na i-connect natin. Then we have the seam welds, then we have the plug welds. Then aside from that, we can also see here yung ating different types of weld. Ito yung fillet welds. Sa fillet welds, nahati siya sa dalawa. Pwede siyang longitudinal or transverse. Bali, longitudinal, yung ating weld is parallel dun sa force acting on it. Then for the traverse weld, the perpendicular yung weld natin with the acting force. Then we have here the groove welds. Yan, meron tayong full penetration, then meron din tayong partial penetration. Then aside from that, ito naman yung makikita natin yung mga types of welding joints. Bali si welding joints natin is almost similar sa types ng joint sa ating bolted connection. For butt joint, yan nakatutok lang yung ating dalawang element. Then dito sa lap joint, may dalawa tayong element na pinagpatong natin in order to form the lapping area or space. Then we have the corner joint, end joint, and the T-joint. Then on this slide naman, makikita natin yung some essential welding symbols na ginagamit natin. Bali, these arrows indicate yung size nung ating welding na gagawin. Then, pwede rin mag-designate niya yung length, then pitch, then size ng groove and effective throat, and the root openings. Yan, bali dito naman pinapakita kung paano siya ginagamit yung mga symbols na yan. Dito sa diagram na to, mas makikita natin kung ano yung purpose ng mga symbols natin. Then, on these succeeding slides, yan, makikita lang natin yung mga codes lifted from our NSCP na essential in computation of our nominal strength. But like what I said earlier, ang focus lang natin is si fillet welds. But for groove welds, ito, stated here kung paano natin kukumputin yung kanyang effective area. Then, yung effective throat ay listed here. And then, yung weld size. Then the minimum effective throat thickness for partial joint penetration groove weld. Then ito, bali meron din yang for complete penetration. Then for fillet welds, nandito yung mga provisions natin for effective area. Then the limitations, and dito naka-specify din yung minimum size ng fillet welds natin. Then first, plug and slot welds, dito rin yung effective area, the limitations. Then on this slide, makikita natin yung way in order to compute for our nominal strengths. Then the filler metal requirements and yung summary ng available strength. Bali dito tayo gabase kung ano yung mga formulas na gagamitin natin. But in a separate video, we will discuss yung NSCP provision for fillet welds, as well as yung computations ng mga sample problems natin. Thank you for watching. Good day everyone. In this video, we will be discussing the NSCP codes for welded connection. This code is found on section 510 of our NSCP. And first one, let's have the general provision. This provision is also true for our bolted connection. The design strength is computed by multiplying Rn by its respective resistance factor, while for the allowable strength, that's Rn divided by omega, or our factor of safety. Our nominal strength will be computed based on 510.2.4 of our NSCP. And the strength of welds shall be the lower value of the base material and weld metal strength determined according to the limit states of tensile rupture, shear rupture, or shear yielding as follows. For base metal, Rn is equal to F sub Bm plus times A sub Bm, where F sub Bm is nominal strength of the base metal per unit area in MPa, while A sub Bm is the cross-sectional area of the base metal. Whereas the strength based on weld metal, our Rn is computed by multiplying Fw times Aw, where Fw is the nominal strength of the weld metal per unit area, while Aw is the effective area of the weld. The values of Fbm is a property of our material, base metal, while F sub W is nominal strength of weld per unit area. This depends on the type of electrode that we're going to use. Usually, this is expressed in terms of E times E70XX. Yung mga pangalan ng electrodes natin. Bali, we have E70XX. Bali, C70 is the nominal strength of weld metal per unit area in terms of KSI. However, since we're going to compute using our SI units, this must be converted into MPa. Bali, may multiplier tayo na 6.9 something. I'll just recall ko ano yung exact na value ng multiplier natin. But, ito kasi yung strength pa lang ng electrode, but we're going to have the nominal strength. At ang effective lamang ay yung ating Fw ay equal sa 0.6 of Fexx. Bali, yung Fexx is itong 70 KSI, or kailangan natin siya i-convert into MPa. Well, for the effective area of our weld, this depends on the type of welds that we're going to use. And since we're just talking about the fillet welds, the effective area of our fillet welds will be computed based on section 510.2.2.1 of our NSCP. Then, upon computing for the nominal strength, yung gagovern dito sa compute natin for waste metal and weld metal shall be multiplied by our respective resistance factor and factor of safety depending on the design philosophy that we're going to use. For LRFD, that's 0.75, while for ESD, that would be 2.0 ang ating mga multiplier. Then, we also have some other provisions for computing for our Rn, but we have here yung for a linear weld group loaded in plane through center of gravity. For example, this is our weld. Then, meron tayong applied force here at may certain inclination. Bali, kailangan natin siyang i-convert into single force. And to do that, para makompute natin yung Rn of a load that is applied at the center of gravity with some inclination, yung Fw natin will be modified using this formula. 0.60 Fex, then multiply natin ng modification or itong reduction natin na 1.0 plus 0.5 sine raised to 1.5 of theta. Bali, yung Fexx is the electrode classification number in MPa. That's usually 70 or any number. Then, convert lang natin sa MPa. Then, angle, theta is the angle of loading measured from the weld longitudinal axis in degrees. Bali, ito yung ating theta. Then E sub W is the effective area of the weld, and this will be computed based on section 510.2.2.1 of NSE. We also have some other provisions for weld elements within a group weld. Ito. Then yung for combination, considering longitudinal and transverse weld. Then we also have a requirements for our filler metal. The choice of electrode for use with complete joint penetration groove welds subjected to tension normal to the effective area shall comply with the requirements for matching filler metal given in AWS D1.1 or D1.M. At dito natin siya makikita. Balik tayo dito, for computation of or RN, nakadepende nga siya sa strength at sa area. Bali, for base metal, gagamitin kasi natin dito is yung analysis natin that was already discussed for tension members. At kaya ang concern natin ngayon is yung for weld metal. For weld metal, that's FW, EW. Yung pag-compute ng FW is this one, 0.6 of FEXX. Ang concern natin is how we are going to compute for our effective area of the weld. For the effective area of the weld, as stated, the effective area of the fillet weld shall be the effective length multiplied by the effective throat. Bali, length times width, or yung width natin is expressed in terms of the weld throat. For our weld throat, the effective throat of the fillet weld shall be the shortest distance from the root of the to the face of diagrammatic weld. Bali, pag kasi tiningnan natin si fillet weld, 'di ba? In order to have our fillet weld, let's have this for example. Ito yung section natin, then akabit natin siya into another plate and we will use welds. At ang gagawin natin is to put weld here. Yan. Yung ating welds, then pwede rin sa kabila. Depende sa connection na gustong nang i-provide ni engineer, kung naasundin ni welder natin. Bali, in this illustration, makikita natin yung parts ng ating welds. Bali, this one, ito, this one, yung corner, nire-refer natin to as the roots. Then, itong line na to, ito yung tinatawag natin na face ng ating welds. This is the face. Then, this distance from root to one side of the face, or yung side ng triangle form, is called the leg. Parang triangle lang naman. Itong face natin is the hypotenuse. And as mentioned, yung effective throat of the fillet weld is the shortest distance from the root to the face of the welds natin. Bali, ito yung root and this is our face. At kukunin daw natin yung shortest distance between them. At yung ito yung ma-form natin. At to determine if this is the shortest distance, yung line must be perpendicular with the face. Yun lang siya. Then, with that, na-illustrate na natin, this is just a triangle at mako-compute natin yung ating throat by applying concepts of trigonometry. Bali, for equal leg, the expectation natin is that yung angle here, yung angle muna dito, this is 90. But yung angle natin dito, and as well as dito, should be 45. Kung meron tayong equal leg na welds. And if this is 45, paano natin kukumputin yung ating, leg? Let's take this triangle. Ito ay 90 degrees, so this must be 45 din, as well as this one. Then this is our leg. Then ito yung truth na kailangan natin kuhain. And to get this truth, apply tayo ng trigonometry. Given tayo ng hypotenuse, pati ng adjacent. Ng adjacent if you are looking at this angle, but this is also opposite if you are looking at this angle. So, either of the two will work. Pwedeng sine or cosine yung gamitin natin. Sine of theta equals sa opposite ang gagamitin natin pag sine. That's t divided by adjacent. Hypotenuse rather, which is w. So, yung truth natin will just be computed by w times sine theta, where theta natin is 45. And upon computing, ang ibig sabihin ng sine 45, that's almost equal sa 0.707 and multiplied by w. And that defines our weld truth. Yung effective truth ng ating weld. Then, pag may truth na tayo, yan, di kailangan na lang natin makuha is si effective leg. Bali, for an equal leg, yan, susundin lang din naman natin yung concept nito, ano, i-draw natin yung ating truth from root to the face. Then, may longer leg tayo din. Makukuha natin, kung alin man ang given, longer or shorter leg, makukuha pa rin naman natin yung effective truth natin. Kasi, halimbawa, this is our weld, yung 1 natin, weld leg 1, then leg 2. In order to get yung angle here, in theta is just arctangent of W1 or leg 1 and divided by leg 2. Then with that angle, applying concepts of trigonometry, madedefine na natin yung ating effective truth. Ano? Bali, an increase in effective truth is permitted if consistent penetration beyond the root of the weld is demonstrated by test using production process or procedure variables. Bali, in reality pala, no, yung ating face ng welds is not a straight line. That can be a convex or concave, but for simplicity of our computation, ang assumption is that it is a straight line from legs natin. Bali, pangarang hypotenuse lang siya ni triangle. Then, hindi pa kasi natin tapos yung ating effective area since we don't know kung ano yung ating effective length. But let's move on muna. No? For the limitation as stated in 510.2.2.2 of NSCP, the minimum size of the fillet weld shall not be less than the size required to transmit the calculated force. Bali, yung pinakamaliit na dimension ng ating fillet weld is depende dun sa makukompute natin by analysis. Ano at bawal bumaba. So, pwede nating itaas, pero bawal nating ibaba dun sa na-compute natin na fillet weld size. Or, bawal din siyang bumaba sa value as stated dito sa table 510.2.4 or the minimum size of the welds. Bali, the thickness of the thinner part joint to 6 or mas manipis sa 6, dapat ang minimum size ni fillet weld is 3 mm. If na-compute natin using analysis na enough yung 2 mm, but as stated sa NSCP, dapat is greater than doon sa naka-specify dito sa table na values natin. Kung yung na-compute natin ng 2 mm lang na size ay manipis sa 6 mm, ang gagamitin natin is yung 3 since greater yung 3. Bawal kasing bumaba dito sa 3 mm natin. Ganon din kung ang na-compute natin is 4 mm, tapos yung size natin is over 6 but less than over 6 to 13 mm, So we will use 5 mm as the minimum size ng fillet welds natin. However, this provision does not apply to fillet weld requirements of partial or complete joint penetration of groove welds. Then for the maximum size of the fillet welds or connected parts, um, if yung ating plate thickness ay yung thickness natin is less than 6 mm, not greater than the thickness of the material. Bali, para dito sa 6 mm na thickness, ang maximum niya is 6 Bali, from 3 to 6 yung permissible na size ng ating fillet welds. But if greater than sa 6 mm yung thickness ng ating metal, yung thickness daw ng yung size ng fillet weld natin must be greater than the thickness of the material minus 2. So if 13 itong ating plate, 13, ang maximum ay 13 minus 2. So that should be 11. Bali, 5 to 11 yung permissible if 13 yung gagamitin natin na plate thickness. Pag naman 19, so pwede tayong gumamit ng 6 hanggang 17. Kailangan lang natin mag-reduce ng 2 mm. Then the minimum effective length of fillet weld designed on the basis of strength shall not be less than 4 times the nominal size, or else the size of the weld shall be considered not to exceed 1/4 of the effective length. Bali, yung ating effective length ay dapat greater than sa 4 times ng nominal size ng welds natin, as stated here. Bawal bumaba doon, Pero ang maximum value ng ating fillet welds would be based on this one. Bali, for end-loaded fillet welds with length up to 10 times of leg dimension, it is permitted to take the effective length equal to the actual length. If pag kinuha natin yung ratio ng length and ng ating weld, dapat daw ay hindi man lumagpas ng 100. Bali, if L is less than or equal sa 100L, 100W, our effective length will be the length that being specified. But if length is greater than 100 of W, the effective length must be reduced by our reduction factor beta. Beta times L. And to compute for beta, we have this formula na 1.2 minus 0.002 L over W, where L is the actual length of the end-loaded weld, while W is the weld leg size. And this should not be greater than sa 1.0. But please take note that if the length of the weld exceeds 300 times of the leg size, our value of beta or the reduction factor shall be taken as 0.60. I hope na clear. Then for intermittent fillet welds, are permitted to be used to transfer calculated stress across the joint or filling surface when the required strength is less than that developed by continuous fillet weld or less or of the smallest permitted size into joint components of built-up materials or members. The effective length of the segment of intermittent fillet welding shall not be less than 4 times the weld size, or nandito pala. Ito, yung ating effective length shall be greater than or equal sa 4 times W, but bawal bumaba sa 38 mm. Then for lap joint, dapat yung minimum lapping natin is 5 times the thickness of the thicker plate. And this should be greater than sa 0.25 mm. Bali, ang minimum na lapping is 25 mm or sa 5 times ng thickness ng thicker plate. Yung minimum na lap plate natin yan. Then also we have this following codes. We'll just use this if we encounter this one in our problem. Bali, in the next slide is yung guide which was already mentioned sa PowerPoint presentation natin. The available strength of the weld ay gabase tayo dito no, kung ano yung mga gagamitin natin na phi and omega, the nominal strength and the effective area depending on the metal that we're going to use and type of welding, and yung analysis based on the direction of the loads being applied. And dito sa part na to natin makikita yung gagamitin natin for our analysis since we're just designing for our fillet welds. Bali, ito yung for fillet welds natin, though hindi na emphasize dun sa ating NSCP provisions. Bali, for tension of or compression parallel to the weld axis, tension or compression in parts joined parallel to the welds need not to be considered in design of welds joining the part. Well, for shear, the base metal is governed by section 510.4 or yung for shear, rupture and shear yielding natin na analysis as well as sa block shear failure if we will consider tensile rupture. Then for welds, yung ating strength is 0. Stress, nominal strength or stress, that's 0.60 FEXX. Then yung sa area natin is based on what we have discussed earlier. Then yung phi and omega is stated as 0.70 and 2.0 for LRFD and ASD respectively. But for the next video, we will have our sample problems for our welded connections. Thank you for watching. Good day everyone. Today we will have our first example problem. A 6 mm fillet weld is formed by a shielded metal arc process or SMAW and E70 electrode, assuming that the load is applied parallel to the length of the weld. Compute the available strength of the weld for a length of 500 mm and 780 mm. For this problem, we have our fillet weld. And given din yung ating W or weld leg na 6 mm. Then yung electrode natin is E70. So if we will have our FEXX, multiply lang natin or convert natin si 70 KSI into MPa, and that's approximately 482.6 MPa. And for this problem, what we're going to do or what we're asked to get is yung ating available strength of the weld for the specific lengths. Bali, ang formula natin is Rn equals Fw times AW, where yung Fw is computed by 0.6 of FEXX, while yung ating AW is yung ating effective area of the weld, and that's 0.707 of W times the length or effective length natin. Or sometimes, ang ginagawa natin is to compute first for the nominal strength of the weld per mm. So, we'll just assume that yung effective length natin is equal to 1 mm para makuha natin yung unit nominal strength. So, yung RNU is 0.6 FEXX times 0.707 of W. Bali, we use 0.07 times W in order to get the effective throat. Considering that equal leg yung ating fillet well. Since assumption natin since isang side lang ng or isang leg lang yung binigay sa atin. So assuming equal. With this formula, mako-compute natin yung ating RNU. That's 0.6 times FEXX na 482.6 multiplied by 0.07 of W, which is 6 mm, and ang unit nominal strength natin or nominal strength of the weld per mm is 1.228 kilonewton per mm. But since we are asked to get the available strength, dapat ay yung ating Rn is per the whole section or yung entire length ng welds. So, kailangan lang natin i-multiply yung Rn by the length of the member. But, to identify kung ano yung ating effective length, kailangan natin i-check muna if it satisfies the condition that the length divided by W ay may ratio na less than 100. Bali, ang L natin is 500 mm for the first case. And ang W natin is 6. If we will divide L by W, that's 500 divided by 6. That will give us 83.33, which is less than 100. Meaning to say, yung ating effective length is just equal sa actual length ng ating weld or sa 500. And with this, yung Rn natin is computed by LEFF times RNU na equal siya sa 500 times 1.228 kilonewton, and that's simply 614 kilonewton. Then since we are computing for the available strength, we will apply our LRFD and ASD philosophies. For LRFD, ang PRN natin is 0.75 of 614 equal siya sa 460.5 kilonewton, while ang Rn over omega based on ASD would be 614 divided by 2.0 equal siya sa 307 kilonewton. Moving on sa second scenario, if ang weld length natin is 780 mm, ang weld leg natin is still 6 mm, kuhain natin ratio ng L over W, that's 780 divided by 6, that will be 130, which is greater than sa 100. Therefore, we must obtain our effective length by multiplying reduction factor by our length. But our reduction factor will be computed using the formula 1.2 minus 0.02002 L over W, which must be less than or equal sa 1.0. That's 1.2 of 0.002 of 130, yung ratio ng L over 2W. And mo-compute natin siya as 0.94. And it's true that 0.94 is less than 1.0. Therefore, to compute our effective length, that's 0.94 multiplied by 780 and that's 733.2 mm. And to compute for our Rn, that's LEFF, or effective length, multiplied by RNU, and that's 733.2 times 600, 1.228, and that will be 900.4 kilonewton. Then applying LRFD and ASD, ang VRN natin is 0.75 of 900.4. That would be 675.3 kilonewton. While for ASD, that's Rn over omega, where omega is 9.2.0. That will give us 450.2 kilonewton. And this is the available strength of our weld metal, considering the two lengths and the design philosophies that we have. Okay, thank you for watching. Good day everyone. In this video, we will have our example problem number 2. The 6 mm thick by 450 mm wide plate shown is fillet welded to 10 mm thick plate. All steel are ASTM A570 grade 50 and E70 electrodes was used. Check the adequacy of the welds if the service load are dead load na 150 kilonewton and live load na 450 kilonewton. Here is the illustration. Meron tayong plate connected sa ating plate na 6 by 450. And a thicker plate na 10 mm. Then connected siya by weld na may size na 5 mm and length na 650 on top and bottom. For this problem, napagaw sa atin is to determine adequacy. So we must check if yung ating required load is less than or equal sa capacity ng ating connection. And to do that, kailangan natin makuha yung PR based on the appropriate load combination and PC based on the limit states of our connection. But let's list down yung mga given. We have our electrode na 70, E70. So, ang kanyang FEXX is 70 KSI, or in mm, that's approximately 483 MPa. Then, given tayo ng grade 50, A572 steel. Ang FY niya is 345 MPa and FU na 448 MPa. And also, yung weld size natin, W, that's 5 mm. And length na 650 mm on both sides. Kaya may times 2. And to solve for our problem, ito nga yung kailangan natin. Ma-achieve PR is less than or equal sa PC. For PR, we must use our appropriate load combination. So, PU is equal sa 1.2 of dead load plus 1.6 of live load. Take note that we'll just use first yung LRFD method natin. That's 1.2 and dead load is 150 at live load ay 450. And all in all, ang ating PU is 900 kilonewton. And dapat less than dito yung ating design strength. Design strength dahil LRFD For our design strength, kailangan muna natin makuha yung ating mga nominal strength. For our nominal strength, nakadepende siya sa tatlong condition. Una is for weld metal based on rupture. Then for base metal natin na shear yielding and shear rupture. Bali, umpisahan natin sa weld metal. Ang formula natin for that is Rn equal siya sa FWAW. Bali, take note pala that we'll use compute for Rn per unit length. Bali, yung ating FW is 0.6 of FEXX. Then area W would be 0.707 since equal leg tayo, multiplied by W by unit length. That's 0.6 FEXX na 483 multiplied by 0.07 of 5 times 1. And this will give us 0.6 times 74. That would be 102.44 Newton per mm. Converting it to kilonewton, that will be 0. This is, mali pala, this is 1,224.443, or in mm, divide lang natin by 1,000, that will be 1.02443 may 4 pa ulit kilonewton per mm. Then kunin na natin din yung kanyang design strength per unit meet length, that's phi Rn, at ang ating phi dito is 0.75 times 10, or 1. Sige, erase natin, 1.024443, and that would be 0.7683 kilonewton per mm. That's based on weld metal pa lamang. Number 2, based on shear yielding. Based on shear yielding, it's found on our NSCP. Ang formula natin, Rn is equal sa 0.6 of FYAG. Then, considering unit length, magiging lang siyang 0.6 FYAG times TP. Then, length natin is 1. And TP natin is thickness of the thinner plate, since yung mas manipis na plate ang may mas malaking potential na mag-fail. So that's 0.6 of Fy. Ang Fy natin is 345 times TP. Thickness of plate, that's 6 mm. Multiplied by unit length na 1. That would be 1,242 Newton, or 1.242 kilonewton per per mm pala. Then for VRN natin, ang multiplier natin for shear yielding is 1.0. That 1.0 of 1.242, or simply that's equal sa 1.242 kilonewton per meter based on shear yielding. Then for shear rupture, that's shear rupture. Ang formula natin for that is Rn is equal to 0.6 of Fu times A NV. And this will be 0.6. Ang Fu natin is 448. Then, unit area pa rin gagamitin natin, ano? Unit length. Ang thickness natin is 6, then length ay 1. Ma-compute natin yung Rn na 1,612.8 Newton per mm, or that would be 1.6128 kilonewton per mm. Then for VRN, that would be ang phi natin is 0.75 times 1.6128 equal siya sa 0.12096 1.2096 kilonewton per mm. And based on these three limit states, apiliin natin yung gagovern among the three. At ang pinakamaliit na VRN is yung based on shear ng weld metal natin, which is 0.7683 kilonewton per mm. Ito yung ating VRN max. And based on this VRN max, computein natin yung ating capacity at multiply lang natin itong VRN max by the length of our welds. Bali yung ating RU max is equal sa VRN max multiplied by effective length. But what will be our effective length? Our effective length, check muna natin yung ratio ng L over W, at dapat to ay less than sa 100. At ang L natin is 650 divided by W na 5. Ito equals sa 130, and 130 is greater than 100. Therefore, kailangan natin i-reduce yung ating length by certain factor para makuha yung ating effective length. Reduction factor is equal to 1.2 minus 0.002 of L over W. That must be less than or equal sa 1.0. 1.2 minus 0.002 of L over 2W, that's 130. And we will obtain 0.94 na reduction factor. And less than siya sa 1.0, so that's permissible. So, LEFF natin is our beta times L, or 0.94 times 650. That would be 611 kilonewton meters, mm rather. Then itong LEFF natin, multiply lang natin dito, apply natin. That's 0.7683 times 161 But take note that yung ating weld is in this side and this side. So, dapat multiply pa natin by 2. And this will be 938.8626 kilonewton. And that is greater than sa ating PU. Balik ko alagay natin dito, PU is equal sa 900. Ang ating PU max is equal sa 938.8626 and that is greater than sa PU. Therefore, adequate yung ating connection. Bali, ginamit natin na multiplier is yung effective length since ang nag-govern ay yung ating weld metal. Pero if ever na ang mag-govern is yung strength based on our base metal, ang multiplier natin dito is yung ating actual length ng welds. Dito sa VRN multiplied by length to compute for our capacity kapag base metal yung gag-govern. Bali, kindly check as your practice na adequate din yung ating connection based on ASD. Bali, yung ating PA is 600 kilonewton, then ang ating PA max is 625.9 kilonewton based on ASD. Paki-check na kung tama. Thank you for watching. Good day everyone. In this video, we will have our example problem number 3. A 8 mm thick plate used as tension member is connected to a 10 mm cassette plate. The welds are 6 mm fillet welds made of E70XX electrodes, and the connected parts are A36 steel. Assuming that the tensile strength of the connected parts are adequate, compute the available strength of the welded connection if an additional 120 mm weld is added at the end of the member. Bali, originally, this problem kasi involves only the strength of our welded connection na longitudinal lang yung welds. Bali, pag longitudinal, yung ating weld is parallel sa direction ng force. Bali, ito yung ating force P at ito yung ating longitudinal welds. Then, this one naman, yung perpendicular sa direction ng force is tinatawag natin na transverse welds. At dito sa problem, nagkaroon tayo ng transverse welds na may length na 120. Or if we will have this, meron siyang illustration na ito. 6 mm na may length na 120 mm. But for this problem, pwede isolve muna rin natin yung strength niya based on longitudinal welds. Then pwede next is compute natin yung strength by combination of transverse and longitudinal welds. But first, let's list down yung properties na na-state dito sa ating problem. We have electrode na E70. So, ang kanyang FEXX is 70 KSI, or approximately that's 483 MPa. Then for A36 steel, ang FY niya is 248 MPa. Then FU is 400 MPa. Then, ang weld size natin, ito, and ere, is 6 mm. Then, ang length ng weld is, meron tayong 110 and meron din tayong length na 120 mm. And if we will get yung ratio ng L over W natin, that's less than yung L over W natin for 110 na length is 18.33. Then yung para sa L over 120 is 120 over 6 pala is 20 mm. And that's both less than sa 100. Therefore, yung reduction factor natin is simply 1.0. Well, for this problem, we will just solve this based on LRFD. Using LRFD. For LRFD, kailangan natin i-multiply yung mako-compute natin na Rn by respective phi para makuha natin yung design strength. And yung Rn natin, nakadepende yan sa tatlong limit states. Sa ating weld shear, then base metal shear rupture, and shear yielding. Then yung other limit states kasi ng tensile strength is adequate na, kaya hindi na natin yan kailangan pang i-analyze. Bali Rn based on weld metal, yung Rn natin is 0. or FWAB or 0.60 of FEXX times 0.707 W times 1 for unit length. Bali 0.6 of FEXX is 4A3 times 0.707 of W natin is 6. That will give us 1.229 kilonewton per mm. Then yung phi Rn natin is 0.7 of 1.229. That will be 75 pala, no? 75. 0.92199 87 kilonewton per meter. Ito yung first limit state pa lang. Then second limit state, Rn based on base metal shear yielding. That's Rn equals 0.6 Fy Ag. 0.6, ang Fy natin ay 248. Then ang Ag is based on thinner plate. That's 8. Then per unit length, that's 1. That will be 0.6 times 248 times 8 times 1. That will be 1.19, 0.4 kilonewton per meter. Then phi Rn, ang phi natin ay 1.0 times 1.1904, or that's 1.1904 kilonewton per meter. mm rather. Then For 3 Rn, based on base metal shear rupture, that's Phi Rn, Rn muna, no? Equals 0.6 of Fu Eg. That's 0.6. Ang Fu natin is 400. Ang area gross ay 8 times 1. And that will give us 1.920 kilonewton per meter. Then for Phi Rn, ang Phi natin is 0.75 of 1.920. That would be 1.44 kilonewton. And based on the three limit state, we can say that ang pinaka mababa at ang mga govern ay based on base metal shear. So this will be yung ating Phi Rn max or yung ating Ru max. Equal siya sa 0.922 na lang kilonewton per mm. Bali considering longitudinal welds only, ito lang dalawa. Yung ating Rn, Ru max na total is 0.922 multiplied by effective length. At yung beta naman natin ay 1.0 lang. That's 0.922. Effective length natin is 110. Multiplied by 2 dahil dalawa, top and bottom. That would be 202.84 kilonewton. That's based on LRFD. But for ASD, that should be 135.2 kilonewton. Pakitry na lang. Then, ang totoong problem natin is considering an additional weld na 120 mm na transverse. If we have a combination of longitudinal and transverse weld, kailangan natin apply itong code na to. For fillet weld, groups concentrically loaded and consisting of elements that are oriented both longitudinally and transversely to the direction of applied load, the combination or the combined strength Rn of the fillet weld group shall be determined as greater of Rn equals RWL plus RWT. Yung WL ay for longitudinal weld, then yung WT ay for transversely loaded fillet welds. Or Rn equals 0.85 R sub WL plus 1.5 R sub WT. At kung alin yung mas malaki sa kanila, yun yung gagovern between the two Rns natin. Bali, ang gagamitin natin ay yung nominal, yung mga R sub WL natin is siya ay nominal. Bali for yung sa group na Rn equal siya sa RWL plus RWT. Bali, hindi naman na natin recompute ito dahil gagamitin na lang natin kung alin na govern at ito nga yun. At ang nag-govern, ito yun, yung Rn pala gagamitin natin, hindi man yung Phi Rn. That's 1.229. Then yung longitudinal weld natin ay may length na 110 times 2 plus 1.229. Parehas kasi yung thickness. Kaya bala yung length times 120. And this will give us 417.96 kilonewton. Then, for the second condition, Rn equals 0.85 of RWL plus 1.5 of RWT. That is 0.85 of 1.229 times 110 times 2 plus 1.5 of 1229 times 120. This would be 451.15 kilonewton. Then, alin ang gagovern sa kanila? Yung mas malaki. So, we will use this one na Rn. Na sinabi naman greater daw. So, this is our Rn, and to compute for our available strength using LRFD, that would be phi Rn or 0.75 of 1.15 kilonewton, and that is 338.36 kilonewton. Then sa ESD, that's Rn divided by omega, or 451.15 divided by 2.0, and that's 225.57 kilonewton. That's all for example problem number 2. Then we will have our example problem number 4 on the next video. Good day everyone. In this video, we will have our example problem number 4. The connection must resist a service dead load of 60 kilonewton and service live load of 90 kilonewton. Determine the required total length of 6 mm fillet weld of E70XX electrode. The connected parts are A36 steel with thickness na 10 mm. Bali, for this problem, we must still apply that PR is less than or equal sa ating capacity. And PR can be computed with appropriate load combination, which is equal sa PU na 1.2 of dead load plus 1.6 of our live load. And that's 1.2 of 60 plus 1.6 of 90. And that would be 216. And this PR must be equated sa PC to maximize this one, and so that we can compute for our length. And since we are applying LRFD, that PC is equal sa phi Rn, and yung Rn natin based on welds is usually computed in terms of unit length. So yung Rn natin, multiply pa natin by L. And this L must be the effective length. So to determine their effective length, we must have PR divided by phi Rn. And our phi Rn will be computed based on the limit states of our welds. Bali, assuming na yung tensile member natin is sufficient. So the design strength per mm length is to be computed based on weld metal and base metal shear yielding and shear rupture. For weld metal, that's Rn equals FNW times AW, but that's 0.6 of FEXX times 0.707 of W times length. But diretso na natin for phi Rn, that's 0 of phi 0.75 multiplied by 0.6 times FEXX. Let's take note muna ano yung mga properties pala. That's FEXX. E70, that's 483 MPa. Then E36 still, meron siyang FY na 248 and FU na 400. So, diretso natin. Times 0.707 of 6 times unit length na 1. This will give us 0.922 kilonewton per mm. Now, weld metal shear. Then base metal shear yielding, that's Phi equals 0.6 of FYEG, or Phi Rn equals siya sa 1.0 yung Phi, 0.6 times 248 times AG, thickness ng plate, yung thinner plate, that 10, parehas lang naman, times 1. This will be 1.488 kilonewton per mm. For base metal shear rupture, that's Phi Rn, na Phi equals 0.6 times FU A, what's that? ANV. Ang Phi natin is 0.75 times 0.6. FU is 400. Then ANV is 10 times length. And this will give us 1.8 kilonewton per mm. And among the three, mag-govern ay si weld shear. So we will use this Phi to determine our effective length. So LEFF equals 216 divided by 0.922, at ang ratio niya ay 234 mm. And this is effective length. Then assuming na equals sa 1 yung ating beta, so ang ating length ay 234. At pag kinuha naman natin yung L divided by W, that would be 234 divided by 6, siya ay 39. At less than siya sa 100. So, okay yung ating length na 234 mm. But for each sides, doble kasi pala hahatiin pa natin dapat. Yung ating length per side is equal sa 125. Sorry. Bali 234, di assume natin that this will be 250 for easier welding. So dividing it by 2, that will give us 125 mm for both sides, on each sides. But yung pag-round natin that must be check if masasatisfy yung ating minimum and maximum length ng welds natin. This is our answer. Then for ESD, yung makukuha natin na length is 244 mm. Then i-round din natin sa 250 mm. So on each sides we will have 125 mm. That's all for this sample problem. Thank you for watching. Good day everyone. In this video, we will have our example problem number 5. Using electrode E7TXX, determine the available strength of the welded plate. Assume that the beam and gusset plate thickness and the length have been properly sized. Angle of inclination is 50 degrees. Bali, shown is our connection. We have the heavy beam and connected yung ating plate na 20 mm. And ang problem lang natin is to determine the available strength of the weld plate. Since yung plate na kinonect natin is properly sized, so yung weld metal lang yung i-analyze natin dito. Bali, ang weld leg natin is 10 mm. Then meron siyang length na 200. Ito, 200. However, may dalawa tayong weld sa left and right nung ating connection. Kung titingnan natin on cross section, ito yung ating plate sa baba. May weld siya dito as well as sa kabila. Bali, 2 times yung ating length. Bali, with this, meron tayong W na 10 mm. Then, length of weld na 200 mm. Then, meron tayong FEXX na 70 KSI or that's 483 MPa. Then, may angle tayo na 50 degrees. Bali, for this kind of problem, since yung ating load ay nag-act at the centroid of the welded part, metal natin, we must use this formula na Rn equals Fw times Aw, where Fw is equals to 0.6 FEXX times 1.0 plus 0.5 sine of theta raised to 1.5. So let's solve first for our Fw. That's 0.6 of FEXX 483 times 1.0 plus 0.50 sine of 50 degrees raised to 1.5. And that will give us F sub W na 387 MPa. This Fw will be substituted sa formula natin na Rn. That's Rn equals Fw times Aw, where Aw can be replaced with 0.707 WL. Para mahupit natin Rn, that's Fw, that's 387 0.707 multiplied by W na 10. Then, ang length ng isang weld natin is 200. Then, multiply natin sa 2 dahil dalawa naman yung length natin. Divided by 1,000 to have our answer in terms of kilonewton. And this will be 1094.44 kilonewton. And yan ay para sa kabuuan na, since we multiplied na yung Rn by L instead of per unit area. Then with that Rn, we can compute for our LRFD strength. That's just multiplying our Rn by phi, and that's 0.75. 0.75 times 1094.44 equal siya sa 820.8 kilonewton. Whereas for ESD, that's Rn over omega na may value na 2.0, and that will give us 547.2 kilonewton. And that's it for our example problem number 5.